As you can see right behind me, hundreds of protesters have already started lining the streets. They're upset, they're fed up, and they say they aren't going to take it anymore. The traffic cones are in place and construction crews are all set to begin renovations right here at the Cobo Center. You know, other than the wiring, these cars were all constructed by random items found by the side of the road or even in the corner of your room. Another item that is absolutely essential to have when you're preparing for winter snow weather is a good pair of gloves. Thanks. What the Lawrences didn't realize is that when the gunman broke into their home, their neighbor was watching. He was outside taking out the trash, saw what happened, and called 911. And one thing you should also know is that these are general admission tickets, so if you plan on finding a good seat, you might want to get there early. You can check out Alice in Wonderland in 3D in theaters today. Just don't forget to ask for your 3D glasses. In Rochester, Jeremy Johnson, Channel 7 Action News. We are now more than halfway through day 44 of the risky attempts to contain the nation's worst oil spill from spreading further to neighboring states. These efforts began in late April after a broken down well began spreading oil into the Gulf Coast, affecting the ocean, businesses, and wildlife. And as the work continues, the White House makes it clear that they'll be cracking down.
If our laws were broken, leading to this death and destruction, my solemn pledge is that we will bring those responsible to justice.
But it's been reported today that BP has come up with a new operation to stop the spilling, and they've already begun to solicit the help of several other Coast Guard units from around the country. Here on the island of Belle Isle, the Coast Guard sector of Detroit has already accepted the call for help and plans to deploy 3 of their airboats along with several of their crew members to help aid in the oil spill response efforts in the Gulf.
The guys were volunteered to go, they're excited, and they're looking forward to helping with the response in any which way they can.
Although the Coast Guardsmen will be assisting as part of a multi-agency operation, this isn't the first time Sector Detroit resources have been used in dangerous scenarios such as this.
We've used this platform before down during Hurricane Katrina, and it worked real well. So with the shallow water, we're hoping that this platform will provide whatever assistance that we can provide.
Right now, there's no timetable of how long the team will actually need to be down in the Gulf Coast, but due to the severity of the spill, they're not expecting to be back anytime soon.
It's too early to tell. They still have to plug the well before they can stop the oil completely, but we're looking to clean up as much as we can and make a difference.
And hopefully be able to put an end to one of the biggest nightmares the nation is facing right now. In downtown Detroit, Jeremy Johnson, Channel 7 Action News.
Jeremy Johnson has the story tonight from Royal Oak.
You know, the saying is true. One man's trash is another man's treasure, especially when he's able to make that trash into a dress. Matthew Richmond has been turning heads with his unique ability to turn ordinary garbage into extraordinary fashion.
It's not something you would wear every day, but it is something that you can wear. A lot of the things I create are made out of either old newspapers or VHS tape and old grocery bags, anything like that.
This is an awesome, colorful one I just did out of an old catalog.
Amazingly, Matt has been designing these one-of-a-kind dresses for 5 years without any professional training or classes.
I never went to school for design or any official training or at all, and so I just grabbed some old wrapping paper and I created a dress.
These are ready to go to the recycle center just because they're getting really torn up. So
basically anything I can get my hands on that I can upcycle or recycle. Basically that's my fabric for my designs.
And the number one question that most people ask when they see these dresses for the first time is, how do they stay on?
I don't use zippers, obviously, in my clothing or buttons. So basically, tape is my zipper. So I will actually tape a girl into her dress, and then she's good to go.
Let me just have you turn around really quick.
Someone's trash is basically my fabric that I can use to create something, you know, somebody would never even think of.
In Royal Oak, Jeremy Johnson, Channel 7 Action News.
Well, tonight, armed with only an iPhone and a whole lot of curiosity, our multimedia journalist Jeremy Johnson takes us on the bus to show us firsthand what city bus riders experience each and every day.
Run like every 5 to 10 minutes.
When you miss one, you wasn't worried about another one was coming.
Nowadays, there aren't too many positive things Detroiters can say about the city's bus service. If you ask anyone what their D-Dot riding experience is like today, well, you'll probably hear,
It's ridiculous. Pathetic. It's a hot mess out here, this bus service. It really is.
for some time now, the Detroit Department of Transportation has had to operate at less than 100%. This is because the city is not in a fiscal position to get buses out of the repair shop and back onto the street, which means many bus riders are now finding themselves having to
Leave like 4 hours early.
Just so I can have like a head start.
But they don't have enough buses.
So you gotta wait
30, 45 minutes.
An hour,
Hour and a half.
2 hours.
for the bus.
If you're not out here, you're in trouble.
You gotta run to the bus stop to even catch one. And still be late sometimes.
Which brings us to problem one, an increased wait time.
Grand River in Schaefer.
6 Mile, Pearson,
I'm on Jefferson and Connors.
Dexter, Grand River, Linwood.
And not only is wait time an issue, but the more buses that stay out of service means the more crowded the ones that are in service become. And when this happens, well, bus drivers are forced to either turn riders away or, in many cases, not even stop, like this bus, which passed up about 10 people, some of whom had been waiting here for at least an hour.
All the people could have fit on that bus.
And what did he do?
Just kept going, like always.
Problem number two that riders have to deal with, overcrowded buses. And here on Detroit's west side, where this woman and I have already had one out-of-service bus pass us by, we figured, no problem, we'll catch the next one.
I'm gonna see if it's gonna stop or gonna say out of service or something about a terminal.
So much for that theory.
I thought it was a bus.
Okay, so not much luck here. But even when you do finally make it onto the bus, you still have one more obstacle to overcome.
It's the norm now. Like, they come by and they're so packed.
When you get on the bus, it's crowded.
You have to stand up.
You be stepping on each other.
Yeah, getting pushed around.
The third problem we found that riders face is tough riding conditions. As you can see, the message is clear, and bus riders are hoping that this promise is fulfilled.
I'll do whatever it takes to get the necessary buses on the street
Before the winter season hits Detroit.
It's a cold, chilly day, and we shouldn't have to stand out here like this. It's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense.
Jeremy Johnson, Channel 7 News.